welcome back to Practical English Program. I'm your host teacher, Joy Tsai. Last week we talked about London King's Cross Station, which is famous for Harry Potter's trolley over there. Today we are going to talk about another scenic spot in London, London Paddington Station. And our honorable guest, Patient Dean, she wrote this article, and she's the chair of the English department in Providence University. Welcome back, Chair Patience.
Hi, Joy. Nice to be back. Hi, students. Hope you will enjoy today's article.
And Patience, you wrote this article, Paddington Station.
Mm-hmm.
So did you visit that place?
Yeah, I did. I just passed it. I didn't actually go to that place to visit it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just a booth with a Paddington bear in
The
that,
station is pretty big.
Yes.
But the scenic spot about it is that there is a booth selling
Yeah.
all kinds of Paddington wares.
Right. So do you think is it worthy to pay a visit?
You don't have to go there specifically, but you definitely will go to Paddington Station because you need to travel around London or take a train express to Heathrow Airport.
Okay.
Yeah, so very likely that when you go to London, you will just get there.
Okay.
For some
That's good.
purposes.
And we don't buy Paddington bear because it's too expensive, right?
Yeah, for me at least.
Yeah, for me too. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the first paragraph. Harry Potter left London from King's Cross Station to start his journey in the magic world.
哈利波特从国王十字火车站出发，开始他的旅程。
Whereas Paddington Bear arrived in London at Paddington Station to begin his adventure in the human world.
而帕丁顿熊却从帕丁顿火车站开启他在这个世界的旅程。
In 1958, this bear escaped from the jungle in Peru, looking for help in London.
1958年，这只熊逃离秘鲁的丛林，来到伦敦寻求协助。
When he sat alone on his suitcase, right under the Paddington sign, the bear was approached by the Brown family.
当他孤独地坐在他的皮箱上时，布朗一家人发现了他，
who gave the bear this name because he was found there.
而他头顶上正好是帕丁顿的牌子，帕丁顿于是成了这只熊的名字。
Now the Paddington Bear is a cultural icon of London and the UK.
如今，帕丁顿熊成了伦敦甚至英国的文化表征。
When you see a bear in a red hat, a blue double coat, and a suitcase, it's him, Paddington.
你如果看到一只头戴红帽、身穿蓝绒外套、手提皮箱的熊，准没错，那就是帕丁顿。
So, Patience, in this article you mentioned about he ran from Peru and asked for help.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to him so that he needs help?
In Peru, there was a very serious earthquake, so the jungle all collided. So his aunt pushed him out of the jungle, telling him to go to London, look for someone such and such. I forgot his name, a very famous scientist.
Okay.
He said that he is very kind to bears.
Okay.
They are very rare bears. So he wears a tag here saying, please help this bear.
Okay, so that's his name?
No, he wears a tag asking for help.
Oh, okay.
And then that's how Mrs. Brown found that actually he needs help.
Okay, that's a good insight. And how about, can you talk about the movie version of the Paddington Bear? I think they just released a few, right?
Yeah, I remember there are two that I know of. Perhaps there are more. One was released in 2014, the other 2017. You can get to see it on the airplane.
Okay.
It's very enjoyable. But some people, serious people, think the movie is ridiculous because it's about a stupid bear.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I love Paddington. I've been in love with him for 30 years. He's such a lovely teddy bear. No, not a teddy bear. He's Paddington.
Paddington, yes. You even bought his book here, right?
Yeah, so last time you showed us 2 teddy bears, and today here, this is another bear, but he has a good name, Paddington. So I think he advocated or promoted Paddington Station a bit.
I think
That's
so.
how I think.
I think so. Later we will read a little bit out of the book.
Yeah, if we have time.
Okay, good. Let's have some vocabularies here. Whereas, conjunction.
反之，却，而。
Some people like fatty meat, whereas others hate it.
有些人喜欢肥肉，有些人却不喜欢。
Adventure, noun.
冒险，冒险精神。
He is a man full of adventure.
他是一个充满冒险精神的人。
Human, adjective.
人的，人类的。
This meat is not fit for human consumption.
这种肉不适合人类食用。
Students, do you know what kind of meats are best for human beings? First one is fish. Second one is chicken. The third one is beef. The worst one is pork. So pork is bad for you, okay? Okay, next one, jungle, noun.
丛林，
Advanced in the jungle was very slow.
在丛林中行进很慢。
We always say that there's a jungle out there. Means that be careful. There are so many things that are dangerous that you have to be aware of. Next one is Peru, noun.
秘鲁，
Alan comes from Peru.
艾伦从秘鲁来。
Alone, adjective.
单独的，独自的。
She watches TV when she is alone.
独自一人时，他便看电视。
Alone, A-L-O-N-E. You can review some of the similar words like lonely, lonesome. Lonely 是寂寞的 ，lonesome 也是寂寞的。Sometimes we are alone, but we don't feel lonely. Okay, next one, suitcase, noun.
小型旅行箱，手提箱。
She packed all her belongings into a suitcase.
他将全部东西都装进了一只手提箱。
Approach, verb.
接近，靠近。
He cautiously approached the house.
他小心地走进了房子。Approach 这个字是接近，它的接近不一定是 physically. It doesn't have to be physically approaching something. It can be about getting in touch with someone. For example, when a man has a crush on a woman, he can approach her to talk to her. And also, approach can be used as methods. We use different approaches in teaching, okay? ESL teaching approaches.
Culture, as adjective.
文化的，人文的。
The U.S. is often accused of a cultural imperialism.
人们常指责美国奉行文化帝国主义。
Icon, noun.
画像、雕像、塑像、偶像或者崇拜对象。
Beckenham has been one of the country's best-loved sporting icons.
贝克汉是这个国家最受欢迎的体育偶像。
Talking about icons, sometimes we see the golden arch of a McDonald's, that's an icon. Or Google, you just have a G, then that's an icon. And like we can say Mayday, 五月天, they are our icon. So they can be things or the people, right? We have phrase here. Escape from.
从某地逃脱。
The soldier escaped from the enemy's prison.
这个士兵从敌人的监狱里逃了出来。
Now let's take a look at second paragraph. Paddington is a classical character in children's literature. Now 60 years old, almost 3 times older than Harry Potter.
帕丁顿是一个儿童文学中的经典人物，现年60，年纪几乎是哈利波特的3倍。
J.K. Rowling created Harry Potter in the Elephant House in Edinburgh.
J.K. Rowling 在爱丁堡的大象咖啡屋创造了哈利波特。
And Michael Bond's stories about the marmalade lover were inspired by a lonely teddy bear sitting all by itself on a shelf in Selfridge Department Store, London.
而麦克庞德的橘子酱控的故事，是在他逛百货公司的时候，看到一只孤零零的玩具熊得到的灵感。
The heartwarming true story between the gentleman and the abandoned teddy bear is very similar to the story between the Brown family and Paddington.
这真实温馨的绅士与玩具熊的故事，正是布朗一家和帕丁顿故事的蓝图。
Hey, Shinji, you have a very interesting Chinese translation here. 橘子酱控 marmalade lover. Can you explain more? What is a 控?
Yeah, in Chinese, now in Taiwan, when you are in favor of, when you are in love with some kind of food, you tend to say you are 饺子控. So I thought it would be interesting to call him marmalade 控.
Okay.
橘子酱控. He loves marmalade or marmalade.
Okay.
He can have marmalade for 3 meals. He wants it every day.
Really?
Yeah.
I know you can make marmalade.
Yeah, it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Yeah.
So the cone is only for food or for many things? Freak. You're crazy about something,
yeah,
right?
crazy about something.
Okay. That's
I
good.
think it's mostly about anything that you love.
Okay.
Yeah, at least that's what I understand about Chinese.
Okay. That's interesting. Can you tell us more about the stories? Do they have a series for the Paddington Bear stories?
Yeah, Paddington comes in series. So there are at least 30 stories.
30.
In different collections or in different arrangement. So some people would buy a set for about 10 books. So it will come in various kinds of collections. So it's really hard to say how many books there are about Paddington's story.
All written by the same author?
Yeah, by Michael Bond.
Okay.
Yeah, and Michael Bond just passed away last year.
Did he make lots of fortune?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Good
and
to
he
know.
was still a gentleman. And my understanding is that he was even taking a role in the 2017 version in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
As an old guy?
As a gentleman.
Okay.
A kind gentleman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now let's take a look at some vocabularies. Classical adjective.
经典.
Do you prefer classical music like Mozart or Mahler or pop?
你喜欢莫扎特和马勒这一类的古典音乐还是流行音乐？
I think it's a very interesting topic to talk about classical literature. Anything comes to your mind because you're teaching classical literature, right?
Yeah, the kind of classics that that eventually would come to my mind is John Milton. I like his Paradise Lost.
Right.
Because that is a different version, a new version about the Bible. That's how John Milton interpreted the Bible in a very modern way, in his way. So it's more approachable.
It's a big book, though.
Yeah, it's easier to understand good and evil.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
God and Satan.
Right. And what I love is Robert Frost's poems, The Road Not Taken. So we don't take the road that people go very often. We take the road less traveled, which I love the poem very much. Next one, character, noun.
人物角色
They are the two main characters in the play.
他们是该剧中的2个主角。
Children, noun.
Child 的复数，小孩、儿童、幼儿。
He has 2 children.
他有2个小孩。
Literature, noun.
文学作品。
He majors in Russian literature.
他主修俄罗斯文学。
Marmalade, noun.
橘子酱。
I bought a bottle of marmalade from the supermarket yesterday.
我昨天在超市买了一罐橘子酱。
Inspire, verb.
赋予灵感，给予启示。
The beautiful scenery inspired the composer.
美丽的景色使作曲家灵思泉涌。
lonely, adjective.
孤独的，单独的。
When his wife died, he was very lonely.
他太太死后，他非常的孤单。
Teddy bear.
玩具熊。
Agnes' mother bought a teddy bear for her birthday gift.
Agnes 的妈妈买了一只玩具熊给她当生日礼物。
Teddy bear is so cute. I have lots of collections of teddy bears, maybe over 40 teddy bears. And they are from different souvenirs when I travel around the world. And I love their company. And next one is shelf, none.
书橱等的架子、隔板。
He put the old books on the bottom shelf.
他将旧书放在底层书架上。
Heartwarming, adjective.
激发同情心的，暖人心房的。
This is a heartwarming story.
这是个很暖心的故事。
Abandon, verb.
丢弃、抛弃、遗弃。
The crew abandoned the burning ship.
水手们离弃了燃烧中的船。
We have phrase here. 3 times.
3次。
They go swimming 3 times a week.
他们每周去游泳3次。
Patients, I go swimming every other day. What about you?
I can only go swimming about 3 times a week. Yeah, but I tried to go swimming whenever I have time.
That's great. Okay, next one. Be similar to.
和什么相似？
My pen is similar to yours.
我的钢笔和你的相似。
Let's take a look at third paragraph. Michael Bond was looking for a Christmas gift for his wife in the high-end department store.
Michael Bond 当时在这高档的百货公司替他太太找圣诞礼物。
And his attention was caught by the unwanted teddy bear.
顿时，他被一只没人要的玩具熊吸引。
Feeling sorry for it, Bond bought the teddy bear and sheltered it.
倍感同情之际 ，Bond 买下了玩具熊，为他提供了栖身之处。
However, the idea of an abandoned bear got stuck in his head.
自此，庞德挥之不去的是这没人要的熊的景象。
So Bond began writing stories about the bear. Now, petting the bear just for fun.
于是，庞德开始写这只熊——帕丁顿熊的故事，来自娱。
Playing with the teddy bear in his imagination, Bond has given life to Paddington and charmed children and adults not only in the UK but also around the world.
庞德赋予了帕丁顿熊生命，也迷倒了英国甚至全世界的大人与小孩。
Patience, since you are so familiar with the children's book, can you tell us how did Michael Bond come up with this inspiration to write this?
Well,
Paddington
as the
story?
paragraph explained, he was attracted by the lonely bear way up on the shelf. So I said he is a very compassionate person. So he took pity on the bear, which actually had no life. And then in his imagination, he started to talk to himself and he started to converse with the bear,
Okay.
the teddy bear at that time. Then
Yes.
gradually he gave life to it. I think it was very similar to the way our kids would speak to their little dolls
Yes.
or stuffed toys.
But there's another story about the war, right? You mentioned about the war Michael Bond had been through.
Well, it's just, it was the
background.
First World War.
Yes.
Yeah, where there were a lot of abandoned children.
Yes.
So they were wearing a tag here saying, please take care of this child. And then
Yes.
he got the idea about how to lead this bear into this real world.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Is it possible that you can read a little bit for us for the children's book? I think our students would love to hear from you.
Okay, now?
Yes, now.
Okay. Trains were humming, loudspeakers blaring, porters rushing about, shouting at one another, and altogether there was so much noise that Mr. Brown, who saw him first, had to tell his wife several times before she understood. A bear on Paddington Station? Mrs. Brown looked at her husband at amazement. Don't be silly, Henry. There can't be. Mr. Brown adjusted his glasses, but there is, he insisted. I distinctly saw it. Over there, near the bicycle rack. It was wearing a funny kind of hat. Without waiting for a reply, he caught hold of his wife's arm and pushed her through the crowd, round a trolley laden with chocolate and cups of tea, past a bookstall, and through a gap in a pile of suitcases toward the lost property office. There you are, he announced triumphantly, pointing toward a dark corner. I told you so. Mrs. Brown followed the direction of his arm and dimly made out a small, furry object in the shadows. It seemed to be sitting on some kind of suitcase, and around its neck there was a label with some writing on it. The suitcase was old and battered, and on the side, in large letters, were the word "Wanted Voyage." Mrs. Brown clutched at her husband. Why, Henry, she exclaimed, I believe you were right. After all, it is a bear. She peered at it more closely. It seemed a very unusual kind of bear. It was brown in color, a rather dirty brown, and it was wearing a most odd-looking hat with a wide brim, just as Mr. Brown had said. From beneath the brim, two large, round eyes stared back at her. Seeing that something was expected of it, the bear stood up and politely raised its head, revealing two black ears. Good afternoon, it said, in a small, clear voice. Good afternoon, replied Mr. Brown, doubtfully. There was a moment of silence. The bear looked at them inquiringly. Can I help you? Mr. Brown looked at him, rather embarrassed. Well, no. As a matter of fact, we were wondering if we could help you.
That's such a wonderful reading. Lovely children's story. Love it. So let's take a look at vocabularies. High-end, adjective.
高档的。
Jenna spent lots of money on high-end smartphones.
珍娜花很多钱买高档的手机。High end 是高档，顾名思义，而相反词就在 low end， 这也是可以学的。I tend to buy low-end cell phones, unlike Gina.
Okay. Attention, noun.
注意、注意力、专心。
Let me have your attention.
请注意听我说话。
Catch, verb.
吸引、迷住。
I try to catch his attention.
我设法吸引他的注意。
Unwanted, adjective.
不需要的、空闲的、无用、多余的。
How can I stop unwanted emails?
我怎么样才能不再收到那些垃圾信件？
Shelter, verb.
掩蔽、遮蔽、庇护、保护。
The wall sheltered us from the wind.
墙壁遮挡着，使我们免遭风吹。
Stuck, adjective.
读书或回答问题的时候卡住，被问倒，答不上来。
I'm really stuck. Do you have any idea how to answer these questions?
我确实被难住了，你知道该怎么回答这些问题吗？
Actually, stuck is only can be used in questions. Sometimes I'm stuck means that I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. But sometimes we can say I'm stuck under these circumstances because of I have a poor financial problem, or I'm stuck in my life. I cannot move forward. So you can use that in many ways. And imagination, noun.
想象力、创造力。
He's a man of imagination.
他是一个富有想象力的人。
Charm, noun.
魅力。
The girl's warm personality is her greatest charm.
那女孩热情的个性是她最迷人之处。
We have phrase here. Be looking for.
寻找。
I'm looking for my dictionary. Do you know where it is?
我在找我的字典，你知道它在哪儿吗？
Not only, but
不仅，而且。
chimpanzees can not only use tools, but also make them.
黑猩猩不仅能用工具，而且还会制作工具。
In our previous chapters, we talk about not only but also this phrase. Sometimes you can just use a not only but. You can just skip also. And 当你用到 not only but also， 要注意它两边的词句是要相对等的。比如说 not only 后面加动词 but also 后面就要加动词 ，not only 后面加名词 but also 后面就要加名词。这是一个同学们要注意的地方。Now let's go to 4th paragraph. When you pay a visit to London, let Harry Potter and Paddington show you around in King's Cross Station and Paddington Station.
当你拜访伦敦时，且让哈利波特和派丁顿熊带你参观一下国王十字火车站和派丁顿火车站。
Allow them to dip your trip with a tint of culture. It will make a little difference if you have little stories to tell.
让他们为你的旅行增添一点文化色彩，说个故事，这会是很棒的感觉。
Okay, we have some vocabularies here. Dab, verb.
轻拍、轻触。
She dabbed at her eyes with a tissue.
她用纸巾轻轻擦了擦眼睛。
And share patience. There's some words you are using is very interesting, like the word of a dab. Can you explain more?
Okay, I think dab is something like onomatopoeia. 它有点像状声字。So when you dab something, you would hear the sound.
Okay.
And after painting, you want to dab a color there, so you give it an extra touch.
Right.
That's why I chose that word.
Yeah, it's good. Very descriptive. Next one, tint, noun.
淡淡的色泽或色调。
The soils have a rusty red tint.
那里的土壤呈锈红色。Tint is another word for color. So since when we are telling stories about Paddington, it's something that not many people know about.
Yep.
So I try to express it in a different word that people do not tend to use. So it simply means color.
It looks like you are painting a painting.
Yeah.
So add some colors to your story,
Yeah.
to your life, right? Next one, culture, noun.
文化，
He has studied the cultures of various Western countries.
他研究了各个西方国家的文化。
Difference, noun.
差别、差异。
Whether it rains or not makes no difference to me.
下不下雨对我来说都一样。
We have phrase here. Show around.
带某人参观一下。
Just let me know in advance, and we will be mighty glad to show you around.
只要事先通知我，我们都非常乐意带领你们参观。
A little.
一点，
He was a little surprised.
他有点惊讶。
We have a one key point here. Allow, verb.
允许、准许，后面可以加 VING or to verb 原形。
Mom allows us staying up late.
妈妈允许我们晚睡。
Our boss allows us to take 1 hour break at noon.
我们的老板准许我们中午午休1小时。
Students, do you enjoy this article, London Paddington Station? Do you want to visit that station? Or maybe you can read the children's book because it's easier to read in English. And next time, we will talk about DNR, do not resuscitate. And we will see you next time.
See you next time.